talk a little bit about emotions and leadership. So this is one of the things that I'm really seeing a lot of men get a little stuck on. So they'll get really good, for instance, at analyzing their emotions and even talking about them and having good language around them, which I think is helpful. But that's really not the only part of emotional leadership. In fact, I don't even think that's 10% of it. So table stakes is, of course, being able to have some language around your emotions, being able to identify them with words. But really, that's just kind of taking us back into, in many ways, a bit of a child state where you can accurately, say, I'm sad, I'm glad, I'm mad, I'm happy. I think the real realm of emotional leadership is embodied. So that involves two things. First is not just being able to name and analyze the emotion in your mind, but being able to actually feel it inside the body. That is where emotion lives, right? It comes as an embodied sensation. The mind makes up all kinds of stories about it. And of course, they're both involved, but primarily it moves through the body. So fluency also looks like being able to identify what does it feel like, what are the sensations moving through the body that are happening when you're in these different emotional states. That's going to take practice. That's different than reading a book or just naming the emotion. The second piece, though, from there is then being able to shepherd or lead your own emotional experience. Meaning, can you feel grief and then allow it to move through you? Can you notice frustration showing up before you say the thing you shouldn't say, and then find a way to let it move without it being an outburst or without you shoving it or stuffing it? And so this emotional shepherding is, in my view, this is the realm of deep leadership, and especially this is true for men, of being able to take your own emotional world, not just make sense of it, but really feel what's happening, and then be able to guide yourself through the movement of your own emotion. Sometimes the emotion just needs to move. And sometimes the moment you're in, let's say it's a business meeting or in the middle of family dinner, that might not be the time to let the emotion move, depending on what's coming up. But at some point it has to move. Then there's also the ability to regulate it, not stuff it, but be able to actually bring it and express it when the moment's right. So if there is something that needs to come out that would help a situation, maybe it's a no, maybe it's unbridled joy, or maybe it's some grief that needs to be shared in a moment with your family, with your partner, or even in the workplace. Can you bring it in a way that the audience can actually receive and metabolize, and the audience being the people around you? And so the only way to do that is to really deeply know and be able to feel your own emotional state, your emotional body, if you will, and then be able to shepherd it. There's a beautiful byproduct that comes when you can do that. First of all, you're more trustable. When you're actually in tune with your own emotions, when you can regulate them, meaning express what needs to be expressed and move what needs to be moved. And then secondly, people actually trust you with their emotional world, so they'll let you in deeper. Most people I talk to want to have deeper relationships in all realms of their lives. And a big piece of that is being able to navigate difficult emotion and be able to navigate, let's say, less difficult emotion like joy. And when others can feel that you're in good integrity with your own emotions, then they trust you with theirs.